Hey, yo, you ready? Let's do it.
I'm the definition of half man, half drugs, ass the clubs, bad boy, that's what's up. After bucks, crush crews after us. No games, we ain't laughing much. Nothing but big things. Check the hit list, how we twitch. What changed but the name? We still here, you're rocking with the best. Don't worry if I write rhymes, I write checks. Who's the boss? Dudes is lost. Don't think cause I'm iced out, I'ma cool off. Who else but me? And if you don't feel me, that means you can't touch me. It's ugly, trust me. Get it right, dog, we ain't never left. We just move in silence and rep to the death. It's official, I survived what I've been through. Y'all got drama, the saga continues. We ain't going nowhere. We ain't going nowhere. We can't be stopped now, cause it's bad boy for life. We ain't going nowhere. We ain't going nowhere. We can't be stopped now, cause it's bad boy for
Hey, look,
life.
straight from the Harlem streets. I don't play, I push it down with the Harlem heat. All of a sudden, got a problem with me. Black, what happened? They running around acting like the black don't can't eat. And you know what? For some strange reason, I'm off of this medication, feeling deranged, needing for y'all to put the word out. Come on, we ain't leaving. We trying to be rich before we all stop breathing. Therefore, we kinda hustle lanes. Stay laying down our muscle game. Still turn dreams to flames. You got the wire? If not, I ain't saying no names. You soon expire. No pain. I feel remorseless. Of course, it's me and Diddy up first, racing Porsches with the big twin valve exhausters. On the cover of your vibes, double XLs and saucers.
We ain't going nowhere. We ain't going nowhere.
Ain't going nowhere.
We can't be stopped now, cause it's bad boy for life.
We ain't
Going nowhere. We ain't going nowhere.
We ain't going
We
nowhere.
can't be stopped now, cause it's bad boy
It
for
ain't
life.
changed
Ain't shit.
since the notorious. See, everything's still glorious. We still got warriors, still be the victorious. See, it's a lot of them, but it's more of us. Still got cash to blow, raps to flow. Still them cats to know, pack the flow, that's for sure. Bottles to pop, joints to rock. Play the background, handle my job. Holding my money to get, cars to flip. Bars to sit at and sip cognac with juice to drip. Hoes to see, make sure they knowin' it's me. Drop that D, can't believe that I am C. Bad boy to the casket drop.
Bad boy.
Gotta love it, place nothing above it.
Nothing.
It's on like that.
Come on.
Don't believe we ain't going like that. For always gonna be here. We there. Every month is here.
We ain't
bad boy.
going nowhere. We ain't going nowhere.
We ain't going
We
nowhere.
can't be stopped now, cause it's bad boy for life. We ain't going nowhere. We ain't going nowhere. We can't be stopped now, cause it's bad boy for life.
We ain't going
We
nowhere.
ain't going
We
nowhere.
gonna stay right
We
here
ain't
forever
going nowhere.
and ever
We can't be
and
stopped now, cause it's bad boy for life.
We ain't going
We
nowhere.
ain't going nowhere.
We gonna stay right here.
Going
We
nowhere.
ain't going
We
nowhere.
can't be stopped now,
We
cause
gonna
it's
stay
bad
right
boy
here.
for life. We ain't going nowhere. We ain't going nowhere. We can't be stopped now, cause it's bad boy for life.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, as always, it's the one, it's the only, it's the motherfucking General Miguel Magallon. And as always, the president, the founder, the CEO of Magallon Entertainment and leader of the Sports Betting Podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back this evening. Woo! I'm fucking excited. Woo! I'm fucking amped. Woo! I'm motherfucking energized tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, NFL Week 1 has finally wrapped up in conclusion. Ladies and gentlemen, I told you bitches, we was gonna fucking kill it. We was fucking killing them. Even without bitch ass Aaron Rodgers, the Jets money line still cash, baby. Fuck Zach Wilson's bitch ass. The defense got it done without him. Man, last week was fucking, man, it was amazing. It was hectic. It was chaos everywhere. A lot of upsets, a lot of underdog, money lines. We was cashing in last week, man. Told you about the Raiders. I told you the fucking Packers were going to win this division. Man, we had a few money lines last week, on some upset alerts, and we cashed them, man. It was a great week. It was a great week. If it wasn't for the fact that fucking Patrick Mahomes fucking receivers couldn't catch anything with like 1 million drop fucking passes to start off Thursday Night Football. If it wasn't for Tony's bitch ass, if he could just catch one fucking pass that Mahomes put right on his fucking chest and he just kept dropping all night. If it wasn't for that bitch, man, we would have been fucking, it would have almost been a sweep, man. So, anyways, tonight, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into it tonight. I'm going to give you all of my plays for week 2 of the NFL season. I'll give you a quick recap of week 1 and everything that happened last week. And then I'll tell you guys where the bankroll is right now and where it is heading into this next week. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, as always, when the general's about to teach you some shit, when the general's about to educate you on shit, and when the general's about to help you cash the fucking profits on this, ladies and gentlemen, get the pen in the pads, get the pen in the pads, get the pens and the motherfucking pads. And let's get ready to make some money this week. So, let's start off with a quick recap before I give you guys all my free bets. Just a quick brief, right? So, I had 4 tickets that were losers, and I had like 10, 11 that were winners. I'll start with my losers. Again, everything is 100% transparent. Everything's 100% documented, and everything's 100% free. Ain't no bitches on this side. I let everyone know all my wins, all my losses. When we're wrong and we lose money, I'm a man about it. I'm never gonna hide about it. And when we cash and we make money this week, I'ma fucking take a victory lap over that ass and pound my chest all fucking week. Ladies and gentlemen, ain't no bitches on this side. Ain't no fucking bluffs out here. This is straight fucking, cashing out profits every single week out here. So that way at the end of the year, we can buy some more assets, more crypto, more Bitcoin, more Tesla, more Apple, more Google, more Microsoft, more Facebook, more Nvidia. I want to be invested in everything, especially the space shit. I don't know if you guys been seeing what's going on with SpaceX lately, man. These dudes are on fire. Elon's fucking killing the fucking space industry right now. And the EV1. I mean, I want to be invested in all that shit because I know one day AI and robots and, you know what I mean? And automation, they're going to replace us. So we need to make as much money as we can now and cash out these profits. That way we can buy their stocks and ride that wave higher. And so that's just a quick reminder before we start off the podcast this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, we started the bankroll with $2,500, and the mission, the goal, the focus is to get to 100 grand, 100 G's by Christmas. And then at the end of the year, going into the start of the new year, I want to just continue to reinvest all my capital, reinvest all my money, all my profits from these tickets. And I want to buy more crypto. I want to buy more Bitcoins. I want to continue to stack and hodl Bitcoin. I want to own Tesla stock, Apple stock, Google stock, Microsoft stock, Nvidia stock, AMD stock, microchip stocks, everything, all about it. AI, fucking ChatGPT, artificial intelligence, robotics, automation, GMOs, DNA sequencing, all that shit, man. All the smart people shit. I want to make money in all of it. And I want to be invested in different assets, different stocks, different crypto. Own as many Bitcoins and fucking Ethereum as possible. So that way when that shit goes through the roof in the next few years, you know what I mean? We don't have to work no more. We're not working paycheck to paycheck because our money works for us now. And that's the main goal of this podcast. That's the focus of this podcast. That's the mission of this podcast. This is a side hustle and a side hustle only. Make as much money as we can, betting on sports, cashing out the easy profits, and use that shit to buy more assets and more investments. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the fucking motto in this motherfucker. So, let's begin. My 4 losses, real quick last week. I had the Chiefs on the money line. Like I said, man, just told you, fucking Mahomes was on fire. He was dropping passes all fucking night. Right, and the ball was hitting them in their fucking chest, man. The Lions got a good defense, right? I'm not gonna say, they're not good. I don't think they're elite, but they're a solid defense. But Mahomes, man, he was scrambling out of the pocket all night, literally throwing these receivers wide open. The ball was touching their fucking hands, and they still dropped it. Mahomes was out there fucking running 8 miles, getting tired, getting gas, always scrambling out the pocket. Again, it's a good defense. I wouldn't say it's elite, but it's really good. And he was scrambling because he was trying to buy as much time as possible, because some of these dudes are fucking slow, man. Some of these dudes, they ain't got no heat. They ain't got no thrusters, no rockets. These dudes are like a fucking beat up fucking hoopty out there. These motherfuckers, I was yelling at the TV all night. I was like, go, bro. Mahomes is scrambling out the pocket. He needs you to get open. Córale, way. Pinche cabrons, man. They didn't want to fucking run. They were fucking slow. They were lazy. You know what I mean? The Lions don't have the fastest DBs. These dudes just can't get separation. It was fucking garbage. So without Travis Kelce, this offense got exposed. The defense, they was alright. They did their best, No Chris Jones and shit. But hey, credit to the Chiefs defense. They played, again, they're not elite. I think they're good, maybe great, but I don't think they're elite. But I think they played elite on Thursday night, because you know what, ¿Sabes qué? Without Chris Jones, the Kansas City Chiefs only gave up 14 points. To be honest, everyone was telling me how good Jared Goff was in the offseason and this and that and all these receivers and the run game's going to be unstoppable. And, Dan Campbell got this offense on lock now. Jared Goff is figuring out how to play QB now, blah, 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 right? They scored 14 points, bro. Like, come on, America. 14 points. But Dan Campbell got the offense on lock. Jared Goff is a fucking better QB. Jared Goff is a fucking top 10 QB. He scored 14 points on the Chiefs with no fucking Chris Jones. How many would he have scored if Chris Jones was there that night? 10? 7? This offense was not on fire. This offense was not elite. They ran the ball good in the fourth quarter when they had to, when they needed to. They converted those 3rd downs and the 4th downs and all that. So I'll give credit where credit's due, but let's not pretend like this is the Miami fucking Heat Dolphins. You know what I mean? Let's not pretend this is the fucking 49ers offense. Let's not even pretend this is the Ravens. Like this offense is not elite. It's good, but it's not elite. Their defense is good, but it's not elite. Mahomes was dropping dimes. He was dropping bombs everywhere on that field, scrambling out the pocket, buying his receivers more time to separate. And these motherfuckers couldn't catch a cold if they wanted to. They were fucking garbage. Without Travis Kelce, I think that's what I blame the loss on. No Travis Kelce. This dude would have been, if Travis Kelce had been there, he would have caught at least fucking 2-3 TDs. He would have got 100, 150 yards, 10, 15 catches receiving, and it would have opened up all the other fucking receivers. But these motherfuckers couldn't catch anything on Thursday night, so I'm still heated about that. Next up, Rams at Seahawks, real quick. I thought the Seahawks were going to win. I thought they had the better team. All these high draft picks, good receivers, good DBs, Pete Carroll, momentum in the offseason, made the playoffs with Geno Smith's bitch ass. You know what I mean? Got a high draft pick because of the Russell Wilson trade. And the Rams, with no offensive lineman we've ever heard of, Aaron Donald and a bunch of fucking freshmen on defense, bunch of rookies everywhere on the field. These dudes fucking beasted. They feasted. They was killing them. So credit to the Rams. I thought they were going to tank this season to get Caleb Williams out of USC. These motherfuckers upset the Seahawks on the road at Seattle. Man, Geno Smith, this offensive line. I don't know if the Rams defense is actually elite again, or if the Seahawks offensive line is just garbage again. I'm not sure which one it is, but best believe we're going to find out this week when they have to go and play the 49ers. We're going to see how good this defense really is. We're going to see how good this D-line is with and without Aaron Donald. We're going to see how good this offense really is. You know, is Matthew Stafford back, or is Seattle's defense overrated? We're going to find out when he has to go against fucking the San Francisco DBs and fucking linebackers and linemen. We're about to find out real quick how good the Rams really are. If they're fucking, you know, if they just upset an overrated team, or if they're really built like that this season and they're trying to make a run in the playoffs. We're going to find out And we're going to find out on Sunday, that's for sure. But credit to the Rams. They upset my Seahawks pick. And I couldn't believe it. It's not just that the Seahawks lost, but honestly, they got beat down. Aaron Donald was coming for that ass. He's a beast, man. So, and I knew he was, but I thought the linebackers and safeties and DBs would all be trash because they're all basically rookies. And instead, the Seahawks look like some rookies with their bitch ass. So, we lost that bet. That Panthers Falcons game, we stayed away from it. 2 rookie QBs. I didn't have a real good feel on it. I was leaning towards the Falcons, but I ended up not betting it. Because again, it's 2 rookie QBs. They're both going to make a lot of mistakes this season. They're both going to throw picks. They're both going to fucking fumble the snap. They're going to do a lot of stupid shit this season. They're basically, young QBs. You know what I mean? They have a lot of shit to learn still. So I didn't want to place my money on any of them because I just don't trust rookie QBs. And I don't trust either of their head coaches, their DCs, their offensive coordinators. It's just it's a bunch of young kids playing each other in that game. So I stayed away. I was leaning to the Falcons, but I didn't play it. Who else? I think we only had like 1 or 2 other losses. Who were they? Oh, the Dolphins at the Chargers. Man, these bitch ass fucking Chargers let me down, America. I was hyped on them. I thought the Chargers were going to do better. Justin Herbert, one more, off season with the playbook, a number 1 receiver in the draft. All his tight ends and receivers are healthy again. Good offensive line. They got the Nick Bosa's brother, what's his name? Joey Bosa. They got him on the D-line with Khalil Mack. They got a really good starting safety, man. The Chargers spent a lot of money in the offseason to load up this defense, and they got skilled players everywhere on the field on the defensive side. On top of that, again, they got a receiver in the first round in the draft, a lot of healthy receivers now to throw to. I thought the Chargers were going to be able to hold. I thought they were going to score a lot with no Jalen Ramsey on the field for Miami. And on top of that, I thought Tua, who was missing like his starting fucking offensive lineman, I think he was using a bunch of backups all night long. And I said, man, this dude he constantly underthrows his receivers. Like Tyreek Hill is fast, but that don't mean nothing if your dude always getting sacked before he can get the ball out in time. And so with a bunch of backup fucking linemen protecting him, Tua was basically throwing a bunch of short passes all day long, and they were catching these slant routes and taking it to the house basically. So I don't think the Chargers really gave up that many over the top plays, but they gave up a bunch of fucking like middle ground, like those 5, 10, 15 yard plays. And then after that, the receivers for the Dolphins, they're fast as shit, man. They fucking catch it on a slant route for 5 yards. They take it for 15. And the Chargers, they just weren't prepared for it. Their linebackers look slow. Their DC looked like he was fucking confused. Man, this Chargers defense looked overrated. And it's sad because they have a lot of great players on defense. And I get it. The Dolphins have a lot of weapons on offense. But they just look like they were just miscommunicated. It looked like they weren't coached up right. I continue to believe that Chargers head coach, he should be fired. I feel like he's holding back Justin Herbert's trajectory. I feel like he's what's wrong with the team. I hate the Chargers head coach. Again, a great roster, a lot of good players on offense and defense, but they just can't get it right. Fucking stupid bitch ass. I can't believe that. I can't believe fucking Tua won that. Again, I think the team is really good. I just don't believe in Tua because he's always getting injured and he doesn't really have a cannon for an arm. He just always underthrows his receivers. So now I think what they're doing in Miami is they're telling him just to throw the quick slant route for 5, 10, 15 yards and let Tyreek Hill go to work. Let him fucking feast. So instead of sending his receivers downfield because they know Tua doesn't have a lot of protection right now and he doesn't have a cannon for an arm, it's easier just for him to throw those slant routes. Kind of like what they do in San Francisco. Just throw the slant route and let your fucking receiver fucking juke these hoes. You know what I mean? Like San Francisco does. Brock Purdy doesn't throw a lot of bombs for 50, 60, 70 yards. But you know what he does? He throws the ball to McCaffrey. He throws the ball to Debo in open space, in an open field, and he lets them fucking feast. He lets them go to work. He lets them fucking juke people. But he gets the ball out of his hands quickly and lets his fucking ballers ball. And so I think that's what Miami's doing right now. They're just snapping the ball, 2 seconds, 1 second, 1.5 seconds, throw the ball, and let Tyreek Hill juke people all fucking day on that field. So he's not really throwing bombs 60, 70 yards downfield, but he's throwing a lot of slant routes and a lot of fucking quick passes and letting his receivers basically do the work. Because again, he does not have a cannon for an arm, and his offensive line is trash. But they still put up 36 points on that ass, so we were wrong about the Chargers. I had them on the -3. And then my only other loss was the Saints. I had the Saints -3. I told you guys I have them winning this division. I took them on the -3 against the Titans, but I got to be honest, they won the game. They didn't look that good. Derek Carr did not look amazing. The offensive line still played really good, but, I think this was more about the Saints defense and the Titans offense. Derrick Henry had like 15 carries, but he didn't get many yards. And I think the blueprint is out on them now. Basically just stop Derrick Henry at all cost and basically sell out to stop him, because Tannehill cannot get the ball out quickly, and he does not have a big arm either. He doesn't have a deep ball threat, and so the Titans, their offense is basically trash. It's Derrick Henry or bust, and I think the same is, I think it's the same thing with New York and the Giants with Saquon Barkley. It's either Saquon Barkley and Derrick Henry go for 150 yards, or they go for nothing. Derrick Henry, 80 yards on like 15 carries. For him, that's nothing. So I think a lot of teams are just loading the box on him because they're daring Tannehill to throw the ball, because they don't believe he has accuracy. They don't believe he has a deep arm. And everyone thinks that the Titans receivers are trash. So the Saints defense, they did a really good job. They were sacking him. They were tackling Derrick Henry behind the line of scrimmage. And, they were getting into the backfield easily, because Derrick Henry and Tannehill, they make a lot of money, so they don't have a lot of weapons on the offensive line, and people are just running through them now. So, kudos to the Saints. They did a good job. They won the game, even though I had them on the -3. But Derek Carr, he didn't look amazing. He didn't look spectacular. He did all right. He did enough to win the game. He did enough to save his job, which is basically the only thing he ever did with the Raiders, was win enough games to, keep his job. But, I don't think they're going to win the Super Bowl with him. I think they'll do enough to win the division, because he has a lot of rookies in that division right now. But I don't know. I'm not really sold on them. I think they're going to go to the first round and get bounced, which is basically what always happens to Derek Carr. He wins enough games to squeak in the playoffs, and then he gets romped as soon as he gets there. So, and by the way, I think Stephen A. Smith said this on First Take today on ESPN, and he said his biggest issue with Derek Carr is that he's been in the NFL as a starter for 9 seasons, and he's won 0 playoff games. Derek Carr has been in the NFL for 9 years. He's never won a playoff game. He's been to the playoffs, but he always gets romped when he gets there. He's never won a playoff game. And I know a lot of Derek Carr fucking fans and enthusiasts and backers will say it's not his fault. He did the best he could. Bro, this is a results business. You've been in the NFL 9 years now, and you never won a playoff game. But there's a lot of QBs that are really good, but they never really get an opportunity like that. Sometimes, like, you look at a lot of QBs that get drafted, they'll suck for like 1 or 2 years, and then the team's already trying to replace them quickly. So Derek Carr has gotten more opportunities than a lot of other QBs in the NFL have. There have been a lot of QBs throughout history where the team only gives them like 1 or 2, maybe 3 seasons to figure it out. And then after that, they move on and they try to draft the next guy. Derek Carr's been here 9 fucking years. That's a lot of fucking opportunities to never win a single playoff game. I just don't think he's that guy. I think he's good enough. He's like top 20. He's good enough to make the playoffs. He's good enough to give your franchise hope and make you believe in him. And then it's always something. It's never his fault. It's always this guy. It's always that guy. Look, bottom line, I don't think Derek Carr is an elite QB. I don't think he's top 5. I don't think he's top 10. Maybe he's top 15. I don't even think he's top 15. I think he's like top 20. The problem is, and this is what the real issue with me when it comes to Derek Carr, is that it's not just the fact he's not top 5, top 3, top 10, not even top 15 to me. It's the fact that he wants to get paid like he's Aaron Rodgers in his prime. He wants to get paid like he's fucking Patrick Mahomes in that division. He wants to get paid like he's fucking like Joe Burrow or Josh Allen or Trevor Lawrence or Justin Herbert. Like, he wants that max quarterback money. But then I look at him and I'm like, bro, you're not even top 5. You're not even top 10. Maybe top 15, but not to me. but you want to get paid like you're a top 2 or top 3 quarterback. And the problem is when if we give you that money, we expect you to fucking overcompensate and be able to fucking deliver if we're not able to re-sign a lot of the key players on offense or defense. We need you to be able to overcome that if we give you all this money, right? And I think that's what Joe Burrow is trying to do. That's what Mahomes is trying to do. That's what Josh Allen is trying to do. Because you look at them, as soon as they got that max money, as soon as they got that max contract, they started losing good players left and right. And now they're playing with a bunch of rookies and a bunch of guys that don't know how to play left tackle. And now they're having to fucking scramble for the pocket every fucking week now because they don't have that strong protection anymore. You know? So it's hard when you give a quarterback, a QB, that kind of money. The problem is those other guys can scramble from the pocket. Derek Carr is not a mobile quarterback. He's really stationary. He can run when he wants to, but sometimes he just stands there too long and gets fucking tackled. And then he starts crying when you fucking break his finger and shit. Like a dumbass. Pinche pendeja out there, man. So look, I'm not a fan of Derek Carr. I never have been. I just couldn't believe he's been in the league 9 years now and he's never won a playoff game. I think the exact same thing is going to happen right now. I think Derek Carr is going to play good enough to win this division. I think they'll win 8 or 9 games. Maybe they can squeak out 10 wins this year. And then they're going to win a division. They're going to host a playoff game. And then they're going to get romped when they get there. And then next season, they're going to have to ask themselves again, do we give Derek Carr a max fucking contract extension? Or do we look for a new QB in the draft? And I said this when I first started this podcast, guys. This is one of the deepest QB drafts in NFL history. I think Mel Kiper and the other guy, I forgot his name, those like college football analysts where all they do is watch fucking college football all year long. All of the quarterback scouts and all of the quarterback gurus in college football are saying this might be the deepest, not the best, but the deepest quarterback draft in the last 15 years. And probably one of the top 5 or top 10 deepest drafts in NFL history. There is probably 6, maybe 8 or 9 QBs that can get taken in the first round this year. And so I've been telling you guys over and over, again, if there's going to be 6, 7, 8, maybe 9 QBs who are taken in the first round this year, man, that's a lot of fucking lottery picks that could potentially turn around a franchise. You don't have to have the number 1 overall pick to get a good QB like Caleb Williams from USC. I think Deion Sanders' son is on fire. I think that kid from Ohio State, the kid from Florida State, the kid from fucking Notre Dame right now. There's a lot. The kid from Texas, Quinn Ewers. There's a lot of quarterbacks that are going to be taken in the first round. And I'm not saying they're elite. I'm not saying they're the best thing since sliced bread. I'm not saying they're going to turn around your entire franchise. But there's hope there. There's a lot of fucking potential, So there's a lot of times some of the best quarterbacks that are taken in the draft are taken late in the first round. Look at Lamar Jackson. So, and sometimes the first overall pick doesn't pan out. Ask fucking Cleveland right now when they fucking drafted Baker Mayfield's bitch ass. So, you know what I mean? So sometimes it's the late first round pick that ends up actually accomplishing the most in life. So, watch out for that. I'd be curious what the Saints do in the offseason. If they win enough games to make the playoffs, but they get romped in the first round, because the NFC, it's going to be tough, right? And Derek Carr, if he wants to fucking make it there, he's going to have to go into Philly. He's going to have to win against Dallas, or he's going to have to fucking take on the fucking 49ers. Who do you think he beats? Do you think he's good enough to beat Philly in the playoffs? You think Derek Carr is going to fucking, be able to score 21 on the fucking Cowboys? Do you think he's going to fucking take on the 49ers? He's going to get romped. And so now you're the Saints. You got to ask yourself, do we give him a max contract extension and make him one of the highest paid quarterbacks in NFL history? Or do we just move on, take our losses, and draft a new QB immediately? That way we can get him on a rookie deal and we could stack the team around him just like San Francisco did with Brock Purdy, just like the Philadelphia Eagles did with Jalen Hurts, and just like the Jags are trying to do now with Trevor Lawrence. Do you get a cheap QB and load up the roster around him to try to help him accomplish shit? Or do you give Derek Carr a max contract extension and make him one of the highest paid QBs in quarterback history? So again, I think the Saints are going to win 8 or 9, maybe 10 games this season. They'll do enough to win to make the playoffs. And after that, I think they get romped in the first or second round, and the Saints are going to have a decision to make. Do we give Derek Carr a max contract extension? And if you ask me, he's not worth 40, 50 milli. Not to me, he isn't. If you guys want to give him that money, that's up to you. I'm not paying Derek Carr $40-50 million a year. I probably give him like 20, maybe 25, maybe not even 30. Because there's other guys on that team that I really want to sign, like an Alvin Kamara or a Michael Thomas or some guys on defense. So I don't know. But, they won the game. They didn't cover the -3. Derrick Henry and the Titans did not look impressive to me. I think they look really fucking overrated. I think everyone's going to continue to stack the box on them because they don't trust Ryan Tannehill's bitch ass. He can't get the ball out. So that was a fucking dud. They won, but they didn't cover the 3. The other loss was the Chargers, like I just said. Look fucking undercoached, look overrated. Tua was throwing quick slant routes. Again, I think they're going to do what the San Francisco 49ers do with Brock Purdy. Just get the ball out, give it to Debo, give it to Ajax, give it to fucking, or Ayuk, give it to fucking, McCaffrey in the backfield and let him eat, let him feast, let him go to work, let him fucking use that juke stick on these hoes, And I think that's what he's going to do with Tyreek Hill. Because they realize he doesn't have the arm to throw it 40, 50, 60 yards accurately downhill. It's easy if he just snaps the ball quickly, throws it to Tyreek on a slant, and let him just try to fucking burn bitches, which is exactly what he did on Sunday. He was just burning the Chargers DBs, and they didn't have the foot speed to keep up with him. But he didn't throw it deep downhill. He was just throwing the quick slant routes everywhere on the field. And the Chargers defense, they didn't have any solution to it. They were just standing there like fucking idiots, and they couldn't get to Tua because Tua was trying to get the ball out quickly and said, boom, snap, throw, Tyreek, here you go. And Tyreek was like, boom, gone. So, yeah, disappointed in the Chargers. I'm going to give them one more game. I'm going to bet on them this week. And if they go 0-2, then I'm done. Because if you have that good of a roster and you go 0-2 to start the season, that's telling me that the coach needs to get fired. You can't have a roster that looks this good on paper and just lose the way you do. I think coaching matters. I think coaching is important, and I'm not a fan of the Chargers coaches. I think they're overrated, and I think they need to get somebody new in there because you're wasting Justin Herbert's prime right now. Because I'm not a believer in them. So anyways, that was all my losses. And then quickly, just to get through the wins, I took the Browns on the money line. I told you guys, Deshaun Watson, he's coming out here for retribution. He's coming with vengeance. And I was very impressed. I was very fucking impressed with Deshaun Watson. Not because he threw a bunch of touchdowns, but because he's getting more familiar with the offense. And I love Myles Garrett on defense. Myles Garrett is a fucking beast. Myles Garrett is a monster. This motherfucker is sacking hoes left and right. So I'm really, really impressed with Myles Garrett. And I forgot his name. Za'Darius Smith, whatever. Great defense. Held the Bengals to only 3 points. And let me say this. The reason I wanted to fade the Bengals in week 1 is because I wasn't sure how prepared Joe Burrow would be with that calf injury. And I went back and looked in the record books, and I found out that Joe Burrow has never started the season 2-0 or 3-0. Joe Burrow last year started like 0-2 or 1-1, and then the year before that he started off 0-2, and then the year before that he started off 0-2. The Bengals never get off to a hot start, but the problem is they don't care about it because they went 0-2 2 years ago and still made it to the Super Bowl. So the Bengals are kind of one of those teams where like they think that September doesn't matter and it's all about getting hot in November and December, which is true. It's not how you start, it's how you finish, because a lot of teams are trying to get momentum going into the postseason. And the Bengals are one of those teams. The Bengals, they'll lose a bunch of games in September, October, and then November, December, they turn into a beast and start going on a 6, 7, 8 game win streak. So because I know the Bengals don't really care about September, October. They care more about November, December, and January, kind of like the Patriots used to be. I said, man, I'm not sure how aggressive they're going to be to start the season, but I know Deshaun Watson out here, is out here for vengeance. He's looking to fucking commit murder because he needs to validate his career. He needs to validate his contract. He needs to validate the fact that the Browns gave him all this fucking money, 100% guaranteed. He needs to fucking prove it. He needs to earn it. He needs to fucking validate that contract. And because if not, he's not going to get another one. And, we all know how it is. QBs, they make the most money, but but they always want to make more. So I looked at Deshaun Watson and I said, man, he's going to come out here and I think he's going to try to have a beast of a season. I'm not saying that makes him a great person. I'm not saying he's a good person. I'm not saying, he didn't commit the fucking case, But what I am saying is he's out here to prove that he's still an elite QB. He's out here to prove that he still has what it takes. And he's out here to fucking validate that, the Browns didn't make a mistake when they made him the highest paid quarterback in NFL history when he got that fucking $250 million contract. So I looked at it from that perspective and I said, man, I think the Browns are going to, jump out to a hot start. It doesn't mean I think they win the division. Ultimately, I think the Baltimore Ravens are going to fucking dominate this thing in the end. And, I think the Ravens can go deep in the postseason this year. I actually have the Ravens going to the AFC Championship game. I think the Ravens are going to be that good. Doesn't mean I think they're going to win the Super Bowl. It just means I think they're going to blow some bitches out in the postseason because they have so many fucking weapons, so much fucking firepower. Even though Dobbs just got hurt and he's out with an ACL injury, I still believe the Ravens are really well coached. I think they have a really good team, and and they have good coaches. So I have the Ravens winning this division, but it wouldn't surprise me if the Browns do. But either way, I think in the end, they're all probably just going to lose to Patrick Mahomes again, in my opinion. But anyway, so yeah, I picked the Browns. I'm glad they cashed me out on the money line. I got a feeling the Browns are going to start. I think the Browns are going to start hot this season, and they're going to take a lot of teams by surprise because there's not a lot of film on Deshaun Watson playing in Cleveland. He really hasn't played that many games with them. So he's going to catch a lot of teams offside. He's going to catch a lot of teams by surprise. And Deshaun Watson, he's still got that foot speed. He's still elusive. He's still agile. He's still got he got quickness. He can still juke bitches left and right. And he has a lot of weapons on offense that just don't get talked about. So meanwhile, the Bengals, I'm telling you that calf injury, I'm telling you guys right now, keep an eye on it. Because now Joe Burrow's saying his knee hurts, then his calf hurts, now his leg hurts. Want to know why? Because he has a trash offensive line. The offensive line they've put around Joe Burrow to start his career has been straight fucking garbage. They cannot protect him. He is the most sacked quarterback in the league in the past 2 seasons. All he does is get hurt. All he does is get injured. All he does is get hit. All he does is get sacked every fucking Sunday. I think the Titans last year sacked him 9 times in one game because the Bengals fucking suck ass at protecting their franchise QB. It's fucking garbage, man. So I think that's the biggest problem with the Bengals, and they got exposed in the Super Bowl against Aaron Donald, right? The problem is, Joe Burrow's so good, sometimes he's able to overcome that, and the Bengals think that he can continue to do it. It's like, bro, stop fucking putting your QB in that position. Bunch of dumbasses, man. So that frustrates me. I feel bad for Joe Burrow. I think he's a great QB. I think he's an elite QB. But I think he's around a fucking stupid GM that doesn't know how to protect his QB. I don't know what they do. I think they need to get a tight end like a Gronkowski, someone they can stack on the offensive line to get him more protection and to catch that quick fucking dump and run. But I don't know. I'm not a believer in the Bengals. I think Joe Burrow is actually more hurt than they're leading us to believe. I think it's more than just a calf injury. Now it's a knee injury. I think it's his whole leg. I think it's his whole fucking body. The most sacked QB in the league next to Russell Wilson in the past 2 seasons. All he does is get pressured. All he does is get hit, and all he does is get sacked. But sometimes he's able to overcome it because he's able to run and scramble out the pocket and be a fucking mobile quarterback. But now with the knee hurting and the calf hurting, I think he's just going to continue to get sacked over and over again. And don't be surprised if the fucking Bengals don't go far in the postseason. I wouldn't be shocked if they didn't make the playoffs this season. So again, I think they're still going to win a lot of games. But when it comes to Super Bowls, when it comes to championships, how do you do that with the guy who has a knee injury, a calf injury, the most sacked quarterback in the league in the last 2 seasons, and now his offensive line once again is trash? Like, how do you make a deep playoff run with that? Again, when he's healthy and he can run and he's mobile and he's elusive, that's something. That's one thing. But when his knee hurts, his leg hurts, his back hurts, his body hurts, and his offensive line is still trash, like, bro, this feels like fucking, this feels like a travesty. So, yeah, I'm going to continue to fade the Bengals. I do think they're going to win a lot of games, like at least 8, 9, 10 games, because they have a stacked, loaded roster. But when he plays an elite team, or better yet, when he goes against an elite defense, I think that's when it's going to matter. That's when it's going to get exposed again. He's going to beat a bunch of garbage teams left and right. But when he plays an elite team, when he goes in against an elite defense, like the 49ers, like the Philadelphia Eagles, like the Cowboys, like the Jets, like somebody that knows how to fucking get to somebody, that's when you're going to see it get exposed. Again, just like in the Super Bowl against Aaron Donald. At some point, protecting your quarterback matters. And they're fucking garbage at that. Next year, Buccaneers against the Vikings. I don't care. I don't care about Kirk Cousins' bitch ass, and I definitely don't give a damn about Baker Mayfield. Fuck both these bitches. I hope they both get replaced in the offseason. Next, Jaguars at the Colts. I faded the Colts. I'm going to fade them all season because they have a rookie quarterback, and he's like a fucking miniature Cam Newton. He's always trying to run into somebody. He's always trying to run into something, just like Josh Allen's fucking bitch ass. Always fucking running, and they just don't know how to slide. They always want to run head first into something. It's like, dude, fucking lay down, fucking slide, bro. And the Colts QB, he reminds me of Cam Newton. He's always trying to dive head first all the time into something, somebody. It's like, dude, just fucking slide, throw the ball away, stop getting hit so fucking damn much. He acts like he's a running back, bro. You're a QB. I'm telling you, he's like a smaller version of Cam Newton, but without the arm. I'm not a fan. I don't like the Colts QB. I don't think he's built for this league. I don't think he's gonna last long. You know, it doesn't mean he's a bad person. It's just I hate the fact that he's always diving head first, constantly on every fucking drive. That's some Cam Newton shit. You know what I mean? It's like, bro, fucking get rid of the ball or fucking slide. Stop diving head first every single fucking time. You know what I mean? It's the same thing that happened with Carson Wentz. It's the same thing that's happening to Josh Allen right now. It's like, dude, at some point, you're just not going to last. And at some point, you're going to go against a defense that's going to hit the shit out of you. And you're not going to be able to get up, as much. And so he already got hurt in the first game of the season with a knee injury. So the Colts, no, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of their QB. Jaguars are loaded everywhere. I think the Jaguars are going to win that division. I'm a huge fan of Trevor Lawrence, especially when he was at Clemson. I think Trevor Lawrence, I think he's going to be a good QB in this league. I'm a big fan of Trevor Lawrence. I'm going to fade them this week against the Chiefs, but against anybody else who's not named Patrick Mahomes, I'm probably going to bet a lot of money on the Jags this season. So I'm going to get to my week 2 picks in a minute. Let me just wrap this up real quick. 49ers at Steelers. I have the 49ers winning the Super Bowl. They're my Super Bowl pick right now. They're my favorites. I think they have an unstoppable run game. I think Brock Purdy's perfect for this fucking team. And I think their defense is one of the most loaded defenses in NFL history. I fucking love everything about them. Steelers, I'm not a fan of fucking Pickett. I think he's overrated. I think he's a bust. I don't think he's a good QB. I don't think he's an elite QB. I think he's a bottom 10 QB. I am not a fan of Kenny Pickett. I'm just not. And you guys aren't going to convince me. I'm taking the 49ers. I did take the 49ers. So we cashed out on that. I felt like minus 2.5 was disrespectful. I get it as Brock Purdy, but that offensive line, fucking McCaffrey, Debo, you know what I mean? All the Ayuk, I mean, these dudes are fucking, he got fucking skilled players everywhere. This is just too easy. I think the San Francisco 49ers, I'm not saying they're going to go undefeated, but I think they're going to win a shit ton of games this season. So there's that. Packers, I told you guys they're going to win their division, top 5 offensive line. Raiders with Jimmy Garoppolo, I told you guys him and McDaniels have a history together, and McDaniels actually wanted to get rid of Tom Brady and start Jimmy Garoppolo, so he's always loved Jimmy Garoppolo. Philadelphia Eagles, I think they're still one of the best teams in the league. I think they have a stacked, loaded defensive line. I think their DBs are trash, but I think their linebackers are solid. And then last but not least, the fucking Cowboys. Ladies and gentlemen, the Cowboys have an elite defense as well. Do I trust Dak Prescott's bitch ass? Hell no. Fuck no. But guess what, ladies and gentlemen? They don't really need him to do nothing. Just fucking run the ball and don't throw a fucking interception in the postseason. So I'm going to bet the Cowboys this year a lot because Dak Prescott to me is one of the best regular season quarterbacks in history. Let me say that one more time. Dak Prescott is one of the best regular season quarterbacks in history. But when we get to the playoffs, ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you guys right now, he's going to throw a fucking interception. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that's my summary for the past week. And let's jump into it. Week 2 of the NFL season. So, week 2, first game on the chopping block. We got the fucking Minnesota Vikings at the Philadelphia Eagles. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm taking fucking Philly. I'm riding with the Eagles. I'm riding with Philly gang this fucking Thursday night football. Ladies and gentlemen, I think the Eagles are going to kill him. I think Kirk Cousins has been overrated. I've been said he's overrated. I think he's whack as fuck. I think he's trash. I think he's garbage. I never thought he was worth that fucking money. Max contract my fucking ass. You know, I get it. Minnesota didn't believe in Teddy Bridgewater back in the day. They wanted to trade him because they said we can win a Super Bowl without him because we got fucking Stephon Diggs back in the day. We had a stacked defense, stacked offense, strong run game, strong defense. Everything was fucking perfect. Everything, that was a loaded fucking roster. It was tailor-made to win a fucking Super Bowl that season. But the team didn't believe in Teddy Bridgewater. They believed in Kirk Cousins. And they gave that motherfucker a max contract. And guess what? They might do it again. Because just like fucking Derek Carr, just like a lot of these fucking mediocre QBs, they do enough to keep their jobs. They're not going to do enough to win a Super Bowl. They're not going to be the guy that takes you there. He's not going to be the one who gives, who sends you to the promised land. But he's enough to make sure that you guys don't have a high draft pick in the draft, so you guys can't replace his bitch ass. They do just enough to keep their job security. They do just enough to maintain job security. I think the Philadelphia Eagles are going to fucking romp them. I think they're going to destroy them. I think they're going to blitz them. I'm not saying it's going to be a shutout. I think the Vikings can score at least 1, maybe 2 TDs, right? 17 points, something like that. But I have the Philadelphia Eagles winning the game 28, probably 28-17, maybe 35-17, something like that. But Kirk Cousins, you know him, at the end of the game, when the defense is paying fucking soft coverage because they're already up fucking, by 14 points. What does Kirk Cousins like to do? He likes to be aggressive at the end. He likes to throw the ball everywhere when it doesn't matter. When his team is down by 14 or 21, now he wants to let that bitch loose. Now he wants to fucking throw the deep bomb. Now he wants to fucking go all in. Kirk Cousins, man, he likes to stat his pads at the end of the seasons. Pad his stats, excuse me. This dude, I'm telling you, every time, a lot of his yards come at the end of the game when the team's already winning by like 14 or 21 and they're playing fucking basically soft coverage and they're just trying to keep the ball, you know what I mean? They're trying to keep the ball in the, in the middle of the field so that way they can run out the clock real quick. And Kirk Cousins, he's made a living on it. His entire career is based on throwing 150 yards in the first 3 quarters and throwing for 250 yards in the last 4th quarter, and most of it comes in garbage time. Kirk Cousins, man, he's a professional garbage man. He loves garbage time. When the game is already out of hand, when it's obvious they're going to lose, like last year in the playoffs against the Giants, here he comes, throwing fucking bombs, throwing dimes everywhere in soft coverage, because that's what he does. That's what he do. He loves to fucking stat his pads in fucking garbage time. And so I think this time will be no different. I do not want to take Philadelphia -6 or -7 because it wouldn't surprise me if they're only down by fucking 10 or 14 and Kirk Cousins tries to backdoor me and throw a fucking touchdown at the end. And then on paper, they only lose the game by like 4, 5, 6 points. But really, they got blown out. But the final score doesn't really represent how the game was played out. That's what Kirk Cousins does. He tries to make sure that the final score is close, so that way you think it wasn't his fault. You think that he's not the problem, he's the solution. It's everybody else's fault that he's never won a Super Bowl. It's not his. And the fact that he leads the league in interceptions the last 10 years. The only person that's catching up to him is Dak Prescott's bitch ass. So, no, I'm fading I'm fading the Minnesota Vikings. I'm going to take the Philadelphia Eagles, and I'm going to take them on the money line. Now, I want to say this before we move on. There is a lot of games that I love this fucking week, and I mean I fucking love a lot of games. Ladies and gentlemen, 49ers -8 against the Rams. I think the 49ers are going to romp that ass. You got the Cowboys going against fucking Zach Wilson's bitch ass, -9. I think the Cowboys are going to rip that ass. I got fucking so many games I fucking like this week. That I think, the Lions against Seattle. The Lions, man, they're hyped right now. Coming off that victory in Kansas City against Mahomes. Even though fucking Tony's bitch ass couldn't catch anything. But the point is, they have momentum. They got belief. They fucking believe in themselves right now. They're on that fucking Kevin Garnett shit. Anything is possible. They beat Mahomes in fucking Arrowhead Stadium. You know they're hyped. You know they're amped right now. And the Seahawks couldn't protect Geno Smith. His offensive line is fucking trash. They couldn't protect him from shit. Aaron Donald he was feasting in the backfield. And the Lions, I think they're going to blitz him. I think the Lions are going to send some heat at him. And the Lions are going to fucking try to pick six him. But they're fucking -5, -6.5. So Philly's minus a touchdown. Lions are minus a touchdown. Who else we got? The fucking Niners are minus a touchdown. Cowboys are minus fucking 10 points. And I gotta be honest, I really was thinking about doing a tease. I wanted to do a teaser. On Monday, Tuesday, and even Wednesday, I've been thinking about it for the past 2 or 3 days, just doing a 7-point teaser. And originally, okay, pay attention, I was thinking about doing a 7-point teaser. And I wanted to do a 7-point teaser on the Eagles and take the Philly -6 to +1, and then do that with the 49ers from -8 to -1, and then throw the Cowboys in there from -7 to -2. And then fuck around and throw the Lions in there and get them from -6 to +1, and then add a fucking 7-point teaser on the Packers, who I think are going to fucking destroy the Falcons this weekend, and get them from -1 to +6, because ain't no way the Falcons are beating the Packers by more than a touchdown. Hell no. Fuck no. So, not with that offensive line. And who knows? I might fuck around and also take the Raiders from a +10 to a +17. I might consider that shit. So a 7-point teaser sounds good right now. Oh, the Giants. Damn, how could I forget that? The Giants, after getting fucking embarrassed in front of a fucking national audience, the Giants going to the Cardinals, who are done with Kyler Murray's bitch ass. They're -6. I can get them at +1 on that teaser, man. So there is a lot of fucking games I like here with big ass spreads that I don't want to fucking bet, because I don't want to get backdoored by Kirk Cousins' bitch ass, because he loves to throw TDs in fucking garbage time, bitch ass motherfucker. So yeah, I was thinking about it, and I still am. I might do this, I might not, but right now it's -6 on the Eagles, 7-point teaser. I get them +1. Lions -6, 7-point teaser. I take them +1. Packers -2, -1.5. I get them at a +5.5. Raiders +17. That shit sounds delicious right now. Who else we got right now, man? Oh, the 49ers, man. I know the Rams look good. Again, Aaron Donald's a beast. I thought their rookies, were going to suck. I thought their offensive line was trash. But Matthew Stafford, man, I don't know if he's back or if the Seahawks are just overrated. I think after this game, Sunday afternoon, 49ers at LA visiting the Rams, that's going to tell us the truth. That's going to validate that the Rams are real, or it's going to validate the skepticism that maybe the Rams aren't good. It's just that Geno Smith was trash that day, and his offensive line was trash, and his defense was kind of garbage. So we need to find out. We need to know if the Rams are for real, or if the Seahawks are just that overrated. So Sunday morning, we're going to find out, because Seahawks got to visit the Lions. I think the Lions take that shit. But then 49ers got to take on the Rams. And the Rams, they got to prove that shit. Are you for real? And are you back, where you were? Is Matthew Stafford the truth? Or was Seattle just kind of overrated and their offensive line was just garbage, and that's why you beat them? We're going to find out, because 49ers, they're stacked on both sides of the ball, both offense and defense. And it's not going to be easy for Aaron Donald the way it was against Seattle. So we're going to see. We're going to find out real fast. But either way, San Fran -8, I can get them -1 right now on the 7-point teaser. Then next up, the Giants -6, I can get them +1 on the 7-point teaser. You know they got to prove themselves. They got to bounce back. And the Cardinals are the perfect team because they're trying to lose. They're done with Kyler Murray's bitch ass. They want Caleb Williams out of USC. They want a fucking top flight quarterback in this draft right now. So yeah, I'm gonna fade the Cardinals all year long. I didn't do it the last game because they were playing Washington, and Washington's not elite. And I know some of you guys might believe in Sam Howell, but not me. I think Washington, they're good, they're alright, but I don't think they're anything special. They're not elite. So I thought that was kind of a trap game, so I stayed away from it last week. But now this week, I'm taking the Giants all day long. I think the Giants need this game. No way they can afford to start off 0-2. Saquon Barkley's got to be a beast. Danny Dimes got to actually throw fucking dimes and not fucking fumble the ball and throw fucking interceptions. It's gonna be hot out there in the desert. There's not gonna be any fucking rain, so no more fucking excuses. No more, oh my God, there's too many clouds and it was raining and pouring on me. I don't want to hear no bitch ass excuses. Daniel Jones, right, has to fucking become Danny Dimes again. If not, they're not gonna go to the postseason. Saquon Barkley got to fucking feast. You got to give him more fucking carries. I know you guys were getting blown out, so you guys didn't want to run the ball, but Cardinals defense, they're not elite. They're trash. You guys should feast here. So I can get the Giants on the -5.5, -6 to a +1.5, +1. I might take that shit all day. And then last but not least, the fucking Cowboys at home versus Zach Wilson's bitch ass. This motherfucker, man. If it wasn't the fact that Josh Allen was intentionally trying to lose that game and he was just being a dumbass fucking running in head first all fucking game, I'm still shocked that the Bills went out like that. I'm not really shocked because Josh Allen, he's shown us that he'll have these multiple interception games. So I wasn't necessarily shocked, but I was super disappointed in Josh Allen. Like, again, when you get that max money, don't fucking come telling me, oh, I don't have enough receivers, or oh, I don't have a strong offensive line, or oh, I need more fucking running back help. I don't want to hear it, bro. You got the max money. You got the fucking bag. You're one of the highest paid quarterbacks in history. También, way. You guys, you have to be able to overcome it. If not, then don't be asking me for the fucking max money. Sit down with that shit. So, super disappointed at Josh Allen, especially just the way he carried himself, the way he was running head first into everything and just refused to fucking slide, the way he was trying to force the ball downfield, even though there were 3 DBs everywhere trying to intercept him, and he knew that the Jets had a good defense, but he was still just trying to fucking throw it somewhere. It's like, dude, just fucking kick the ball away. Who cares? But this dude is being overly aggressive for no reason. His defense had his back. All he has to do is just play fucking smart, score a field goal here and there, and they win that game. But he was trying to be the man. He was trying to look like Aaron Rodgers in his prime, and it fucking backfired. So I don't know. Maybe he's not built like that. Or maybe it was the rain, and we're just going to blame the rain and shit for everything. Okay, professional athlete. So we'll see. But I like the Giants here. I can get them on a -2, -2.5 if I go to the sports book later tonight or maybe early tomorrow or some shit. -2 on the Cowboys, man. Telling you, there's a lot of 7-point teasers I like this weekend. The Eagles, the Lions, the Niners, the Cowboys, the Giants, maybe the fucking Raiders too. There's a lot of 7-point teasers I like. But I'm going to be honest. I'm probably not going to do any of them. I might just end up parlaying the money lines instead. Now check this out. I went ahead and I went on Google to do this. And what I was doing earlier today before I started recording this was I was trying to figure out how I would get more bang out of my buck, right? Because again, the 7-point teaser right now, if I tease 2 teams with the 7 points, and let's say I take the Philadelphia Eagles +1 against the Vikings, and then I take the 49ers -1 versus the Rams. If I do some shit like that, I think the juice comes out to like -140, -150. Some sports books, it's as high as -160. That's kind of trash if you ask me. You know what I mean? Like, because as much as I love the 7-point teasers here, again with Philly, the Lions, the Packers, the Raiders, the Giants, the Cowboys, the Niners, There's a lot of teams I love on this 7-point teaser shit. The problem is, it's like, if I only do 2, the juice comes out to like minus 150, minus 160. If I do 3 teams on the 7-point teaser, it comes out to like plus 130, plus 140, maybe plus 150. But then I was asking myself, like, what if I do the money line instead of doing the 7-point teasers? What if I just parlayed money lines instead of trying to tease everything by 7 points? So I did it with the 49ers and I did it with the Eagles. And with the 49ers, if I tease them down to -1 versus the Rams and the Eagles +1 versus the Vikings, the juice comes out to about -140, maybe -160, depending what sports book you go to. It's roughly -140, -160. We'll call it -150 overall, right? But if I parlay the Eagles money line, which is like -250, and then I parlay the 49ers money line with it, which is -350, and I parlay -250 with a -350, it actually comes out to like, the juice is only like -115, -120. That's it. The juice for the Philadelphia Eagles parlayed money line with the 49ers money line, if I parlay them together, the juice is only 115, 120. But if I do a 7-point teaser, it comes out to like -150, -160. Fuck that shit. And then I said, all right, what if I want to do 3 teams? What if I want to do a 7-point teaser with the Philadelphia Eagle, the San Francisco 49ers, and the New York Giants, or the fucking Dallas Cowboys, and do a 3-point teaser instead? Or not a 3-team 7-point teaser, excuse me, right? So 7 points, but on 3 teams instead of 2. Yeah, the juice might come out to like +150, +140. That's cool, that's alright. But if I just parlay the money line instead with the Philadelphia Eagles, the San Francisco 49ers, and the New York Giants, or the Dallas Cowboys, right? Again, a 3-team money line parlay, any of those 3 teams, instead of getting +150 like I would on the 7-point teaser, I would get actually like a +180 if I just parlayed the money lines instead. So I've been doing the math all day, and parlaying the money lines actually makes it easier for me than taking the 7-point teaser spread. Because again, if I do a 7-point teaser on 2 teams, the juice is still -140, -160. -140, -160 on a 7-point teaser. But if I just parlayed Philly money line with San Francisco money line, it only comes down to like -115 instead. I'd rather just bet -115 than have to bet -140, -150, -160. Fuck that shit. You know what I mean? So I save more money by just parlaying the money lines instead of taking the 7-point teasers. Also, I think it's if I end up parlaying more than 1 team or more than 2 teams, and I parlay like 3 or 4 or 5 teams together, I actually get a bigger payout parlaying all the money lines together than I do if I end up just doing 7-point teasers everywhere. So there's a bigger payout with parlaying the money lines than there is with the 7-point teasers. So I think 7-point teasers are good if you want to take something like the Raiders +17. You know what I mean? Like that might be interesting. Or if you think the Jags might lose, but you don't think they're going to get blown out, so you want to get them like +10.5. Or maybe you like the fucking bitch-ass Rams and you want to take them +15. I think if you want to take the other side, but you don't, you know what I mean? And you want to add 7 points to like an underdog, the 7-point teaser makes sense. But to me, I look at the payout. And again, if I tease the Philadelphia Eagles +1 with the 49ers -1 and then the Giants -2 or some shit like that, the juice is either like -150 for 2 teams or +150 for 3 teams. But if I parlayed the money lines, it's -115 for 2 teams and +180 for 3 teams. So there's a bigger payout. Now, I'm going to verify this when I go to the sportsbook later tonight. I'm going to find out. I'm going to ask the dude. I'm like, hey, what's the payout for a 7-point teaser on 2 teams? And what's the payout for a 7-point teaser on 3 teams? And I'm going to ask the dude at the window to like print me out a ticket so I can see what the payout would be on a 7-point teaser for 2 teams versus 3 teams. And then I'm going to see how much the payout would be if I just parlayed the money line instead. And if it would cost me less money and pay me out more money instead. And so that's what I'm going to do later today, just to like verify this for all you guys. But the way I saw it, based on the online, offshore books, it was basically saying the 7-point teasers for 2 teams it was minus 150, and for 3 teams it was like plus 150. But with the money line parlays, it was like only like minus 110, minus 120, and then on 3 teams it was like plus 180. So I'm actually way more excited about parlaying the money lines instead, because it's going to make me more money, and I don't have to risk as much money either. So to me that just sounds smarter. So right now I'm leaning, and again I'm gonna show you guys all my tickets when I get back from the sports book tonight. Everything's gonna be 100% documented as always, 100% transparent and 100% free. But right now, as I'm recording this clip this evening, I'm leaning on parlaying the Eagles money line with San Francisco, and then maybe doing a 3-team money line parlay with Philadelphia, San Francisco, and the Cowboys, and then again Philly, San Francisco, Cowboys, and then Giants, and then maybe again with fucking Philly, San Francisco, Dallas Cowboys, New York Giants, and then I might throw the Chiefs on there, or something like that. So pay attention when I drop my video later tonight, or probably early tomorrow morning, super early in the AM. I'm gonna post all my tickets 100% for free, so you guys can see what I'm doing there. So that's what I'm thinking of doing on the money lines. But again, I have to see once I actually get there and I pull up to the sportsbook window. So yeah, I guess that's all I have to say about that. So just pay attention for my next video. I'll post you guys the tickets so you guys see what I ended up parlaying. But in terms of straight bets, let me get into straight bets right now. Yeah. Oh, by the way, the Lions. That's another one I like too. On the money line that I was talking about, I might parlay the Lions in there as well. And I might parlay the Packers, even though I'm going to take them straight up against the spread as well. So those are the big money line ones that I really want to get. I really like the Giants a lot on the money line. Fuck the 7-point teaser. If I have to risk less money and I make more money by just parlaying the money lines, I'd rather do that shit. So I love the Cowboys to win. I love the Rams to win. I love the I love the Niners to win. Fuck the Rams. I love the Giants to win. And who else do I really like? And I like the Eagles to win. Those are my 4 big money line favorites, and the Lions 5. So I have 5 money lines that I really love this week. Okay, so write those down. I love the Eagles money line. I love the Lions money line. I love the fucking 49ers money line. I love the Cowboys money line, and I love the Giants money line. Those are the 5 money line spreads that I really, really want to bet this weekend. And again, I don't believe in Zach Wilson. If it wasn't for that fucking punt return for a touchdown, I don't think they win that game. I think they should have lost that game, honestly. I think that was more about Josh Allen being a dumb bitch than anything. With the Rams, we're gonna have to find out. I need confirmation. Is Matthew Stafford really back? I'm not saying he's a bad QB. It's just like, is the 49ers offensive line gonna actually protect him now? You know what I mean? Because Andrew Whitworth retired after that Super Bowl. His offensive line, they lost a lot of key dudes on free agency. So I need to know if that San Francisco offensive line could actually fucking, keep Matthew Stafford upright. Because Cooper Kupp, he's done for the first 4 weeks of the season. They put him on IR before the season started. And that defense, yeah, it's Aaron Donald, but nobody else is elite. They traded away Jalen Ramsey, to the Dolphins for a fucking first-round pick. So that defense is basically a bunch of fucking rookies. Is that because Geno Smith couldn't take advantage of it because they were putting so much pressure on him on the defensive line? Or is it because Geno Smith is not really legit and all he had was one fucking miracle season and now he's getting exposed all over again? Like, we have questions about Seattle now. Is that more about the Rams are back and they're really that good? Or is it the Seahawks were fucking overrated and overranked to begin with and all it was just fucking one fairy tale season and now it's turning back into a nightmare again? Nightmare on Elm Street, nightmare in Seattle Street, right? We're going to find out. So we're going to find out in that Lions game if the Seahawks are overrated or not. And then we're going to find out in that Niner game in LA if the Rams are back or if they just beat a mediocre team. And, we're going to have to see when they take on fucking Nick Bosa and that San Francisco fucking defensive line, their DBs and their linebackers, and go up against the 49ers offensive line with fucking Debo and fucking McCaffrey out in the backfield. Because Brock Purdy right now, he knows how to run this thing perfectly. Brock Purdy right now, he's throwing dimes everywhere perfectly because he gets a lot of fucking protection from his offensive line. And again, you can do that when you have a cheap quarterback on the field, in my opinion. All right, guys. So let's get into my straight bets now. Straight bets for you guys. My first straight bet that I'm probably going to take is I'm going to probably take the Detroit Lions, and I'm going to take them on the money line by themselves. I might also parlay the Lions, again, with those big-ass parlays that I want to take that we just talked about. So I might take Philly and San Francisco and the Giants and the Cowboys and, those 4 teams, and I might parlay them with the Lions on the money line. So I might throw in some Hail Marys in there. I might throw in some heavy fucking, bets in there. You know what I mean? Those explosive fucking parlays, those 3, 4, 5 team money line parlays that, again, are going to give me a bigger payout than the 7-point teaser would. Now, I'm going to go to the sports book tonight and verify that shit. I want to make sure that parlaying the money lines actually gives me more money than taking the 7-point teasers. I'm going to verify that shit when I get to the sports book tonight. But even if I parlay the money line or if I take the, Lions on the teaser, I'm also going to take them straight up to win the game as well. So no matter what, I'm taking the Lions straight up by themselves on a fucking solo ticket. And I think the money line is going to be around minus 220, minus 250. So I'm going to lay down basically minus 220, minus 210 on the money line, Detroit. And I'm going to try to win back some of that money that they cost me on the Kansas City Chiefs game on Thursday night. More on that in just a second. So my first straight bet for the weekend is Lions money line against Seattle at home. And I think that's going to be around minus 220, minus 250. Lions money line at home against the Seahawks. My second straight bet is, this is going to be interesting. I'm going to take the Raiders on upset alert. And this is going to be my biggest money line upset of the week. I am taking Raiders money line on the road against the Buffalo Bills. Raiders money line, baby. Let's go. So, real quick, I took the Raiders last week against the fucking bitch-ass Broncos because I told you guys Russell Wilson is not it. Russell Wilson is trash. Russell Wilson is garbage. Russell Wilson is basura. Russell Wilson is a fucking has-been. Maybe it never was. Again, I really never thought Russell Wilson was that dude. I know a lot of people on ESPN or Fox fucking Bets keep fucking telling me he's a Super Bowl champion, he's a Super Bowl hero. Nah, bro. Marshawn Lynch is a Super Bowl champion. Marshawn Lynch is a Super Bowl hero. And that Legion of Boom is the motherfucking reason he has a fucking ring on his chest right now. Fuck that motherfucker. I've never believed in Russell Wilson. I never believed in the hype. I've never been a fan of his bitch ass. His attitude, the way he carries himself, the fact that half the locker room has never liked him. They didn't like him in Seattle. They don't like him in Denver. A lot of dudes, even when they were playing with him, said they didn't like his bitch ass attitude. I think he's fake as shit. I think he's a fucking Oreo in real life. Dude's black on the inside, but he white as fuck on the inside, man. So I'm telling you guys right now, I am not a fan of Russell Wilson. Get the fuck out of here with that garbage. Sean Payton is a good coach. He's a great coach, but he's not going to turn a fucking bag of garbage to a 5-course fucking cuisine overnight or in one summer. It's just not going to happen. I think the Broncos are going to be dog shit this season, and I think they're going to draft a QB in the offseason. That's just my opinion. And I would love to see what Sean Payton looks like with a young mobile quarterback who's on a cheap rookie contract. If you can give Sean Payton a mobile quarterback, which Drew Brees never was, Russell Wilson apparently isn't either at this stage of his career, you get him a young quarterback like the kid from Florida State or the Hewers from Texas or that kid up in Notre Dame, Caleb Williams out of USC, Deion Sanders' son out of Colorado. There's a lot of good QBs in the draft this year. And if you can give Sean Payton a young, smart QB who is mobile with his feet and is going to be cheap on a rookie contract for 5 years, you know what he could do with that roster? You know what he could surround a young quarterback with, right? Again, Sean Payton doesn't need the fastest QB in the draft. What Sean Payton needs is the smartest QB in the draft. because his offense is fucking sophisticated. It's a super intelligent offense. You know what I mean? So Sean Payton, he likes to have fucking 3 or 4 audibles at a time. So he needs a quarterback that can process shit quick, which is why I think he should, consider drafting Deion Sanders' son. Again, he's already in fucking, he's already in, Denver country, Broncos country. It's not that far from Colorado. Excuse me, it is in Colorado. So, I would consider, if they're the Broncos, I would consider drafting Deion Sanders, because Deion Sanders' son, Shadur Sanders, he's a really smart QB, and I think he would work perfect in a Sean Payton offense. I don't think Russell Wilson is the solution here. So I bet the Raiders last week, because of Jimmy G and McDaniels have a history together. They've had a playbook that they've shared together for fucking 10, 15 years. So I really like that combo. And I think the Bills are in disarray. I think they're in dysfunction. I think everyone's mad at each other. They're blaming each other. And I don't blame them. I think Josh Allen is he's in a slump right now. And I think fucking Stephon Diggs is getting annoyed right now. And I don't know. I feel like there's something wrong there. I don't know what it is. I can't point my finger to it. But something fucked up is happening in Buffalo right now. And I think it's going to continue to drag on all season. Don't be surprised if the Bills either miss the postseason or if they get destroyed in the postseason, because they're not playing as a team right now. They did everything they could on defense to fucking stop fucking Zach Wilson. And here comes Josh Allen, just fucking pick, fumble. Bro, stop with all the fucking turnovers, bro. It's embarrassing. You're too good for that shit. So something's going on. I think the Raiders are going to start off the year hot. I love Jimmy Garoppolo with McDaniels. Again, that was McDaniels' guy. He wanted to get rid of Tom Brady so he can start fucking Jimmy Garoppolo. He fucking loves Jimmy G, and Tom Brady, now that he's retired, he doesn't have any resentment towards him. He's a fucking part-time owner out there and fucking out here in Vegas right now. So I think everyone supports Jimmy Garoppolo, even though I think he's kind of overrated as fuck too sometimes. Again, he's good in the regular season, and in the postseason, he loves to throw a pick six here and there. But regular season, Jimmy G, he has a high winning percent. Jimmy G loves to win games in the regular season, and I think 10 points is a lot. I know what Vegas is thinking right now. Vegas is thinking that the Buffalo Bills just got embarrassed on national TV, and they're going to try to go out here and prove a point. They're going to try to destroy the fucking Raiders, because they were humiliated losing to Zach Wilson on Monday Night Football. I got news for you guys. I think there's a lot of bad blood in that fucking building. And I think the Raiders are hot. I think they're enthusiastic. I think they're energized. I hope Chris Jones is back. Or what's his name? The Jones guy. I hope he comes back for this fucking game. Maybe, maybe not. But I like the Raiders. And by the way, one last thing. McDaniels. What division was he in when he was an assistant coach with Tom Brady and Jimmy Garoppolo? Oh, the AFC East. Who knows more about the fucking Buffalo Bills other than Bill Belichick and fucking McDaniels? This dude has literally coached against this fucking defense for the better part of the last 10, 15 fucking seasons. McDaniels knows the Buffalo Bills defense like the back of his fucking hands. He's coached against them with Brady, with Garoppolo, with Brissett, with everybody. McDaniels has literally coached against this defense for 15 straight fucking seasons now. Trust me, he's not worried about playing the Buffalo Bills in Buffalo. He's won there a lot of fucking times now. Jimmy G has played in fucking Buffalo when he was a starting QB one time. So, I'm telling you guys, I love the Raiders on the upset money line. It's my biggest fucking upset of the week. I think last week my biggest upset might have been the Raiders at plus 3.5, and we got them at like plus 150 on the money. This week, I'm going to take them plus 300 on the money, man. I'm telling you guys, I love it. Now, I'm only going to bet $100. Okay, let me put this out here real quick. I'm only betting $100 on the money line for the Raiders. Last week, they cashed me out $150 because I bet $150 on the money, or excuse me, I bet $100 last week, and the money line was plus 150. So I got my $100 back, plus the 150 in profit. Out of that 150 in profit that I got from betting them last week, I was going to bet that whole 150 and let it just roll. I'm just going to bet 100, and I'm going to keep the other 50 for me, and leave that shit in the bankroll. Because again, It could go south. It could go south. It could go sideways. You know, I wasn't sure how much money to bet on this game. One person told me I should just bet the entire 250 from the last ticket and just roll all that shit over onto this money line. I'm like, I don't know, bro. That's too aggressive. Because if they lose, I'm going to be like, fuck, why did I put so much money on it? But if the Raiders win, you know what you're going to say? Fuck, I should have put more money on it. Why was I such a bitch? Why was I a pussy? Should have just fucking pressed that shit, bro. So that's how it is. When you bet too much money, you get mad at yourself later and you're like, fuck, why was I pressing the issue? Why wasn't I more like strategic? Why wasn't I more disciplined with the bankroll management? But if you only bet like $50 or $100, you're like, you know, why was I such a bitch? Why was I being a pussy? I should have put more money on it. That's how it goes in sports betting. When you win, you always wish you bet more. When you lose, you can't believe you bet so fucking much to begin with. You start questioning yourself, like, why weren't you disciplined? Or why weren't you strategic? Why weren't you, you know what I mean? Like, focused on bankroll management. So this is me being focused. This is me being disciplined. I thought about rolling over that whole ticket for $250, but I said, nah, that's too aggressive. I'd rather be mad at myself later that I didn't put more money than be mad at myself later because I bet too much money. Because if I bet too much money and I roll the whole ticket over and lose, I'm going to be mad about that until like next weekend. But if I only put 100, which is what I'm going to do, and it cashes out and the Raiders, you know, they pull off the upset like I think they will do, yeah, I'll be a little upset because I didn't bet more money, but I still won something. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to be too upset about it. Money's money, right? Profits are profits. So I'm only going to bet $100. I'm not going to bet the whole $150 I won last week, and I'm not going to roll the whole ticket over for $250. I'm betting $100, right? And I'm going to continue to just stay disciplined, and I'm going to stay fucking focused. I don't want to get too aggressive unless I feel like I have to be. You know, and so for the Raiders, they're a big underdog. This is going to be a big-ass upset. It's my biggest upset of the week. But I'm putting $100 because I want to stay disciplined with my bankroll management. Because, again, you guys have all been there where you bet like a whole shit, like a shitload of money, and then it didn't work out. And then you start questioning yourself later at like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night when you're sitting there in the living room or you're laying in your bed in the bedroom and you're like, fuck, what was I thinking? You know, why didn't I see this coming? Fuck. Why wasn't I more fucking disciplined and this and that? Why wasn't I more patient? There's always another game next week. Why did I have to put so much money? Fuck. You know, we've all been there before in life. But I've also been in that spot where you win and you're like, fuck, why didn't I bet more money? I'd rather be mad at myself later that I didn't bet more money than be mad at myself that I bet too much money. You feel me? So for me, I'm going to be very disciplined on some scout sniper shit, right? And I'm going to put $100. That's the same amount of money I put last week when they were the underdogs at, you know, Denver Broncos, and they were plus 150 on the money line. It's the same shit. I bet $100 last week. I'm going to bet $100 this week. I think the Raiders are going to be fucking underdogs in a lot of games this year. Doesn't mean they're going to always fucking upset and they're always going to win and they're always going to pull off the upset. It just means I'm going to bet $100 every single time they're the underdog. Jimmy G's not going to go undefeated, but he's going to pull off an upset, you know what I mean, more time than people think. And when he does, we're going to cash out big money on them. So I'm going to bet probably $100 to $200 every single time he's a fucking underdog this season. And Jimmy G, he's going to shock some people from time to time. And that's probably going to do enough to get him another fucking contract, because that's what a lot of these quarterbacks are playing for right now. So anyway, so that's my third straight bet of the week. I'm doing my second straight bet of the week. I'm doing 100 on the Raiders money line. I'm taking the Lions on their money line. I think theirs is like minus 220, minus 250. I'll lay that with the Lions. With the Raiders, my biggest upset of the week, I'm doing 100 on that. The same amount I put last week. Again, bankroll management, being smart, being strategical, being disciplined with this shit, focused, committed, right? We want to be intelligent when it comes to sports betting. We don't want to be emotional. Next bet, number 3 straight bet of the week is the Packers. I'm taking them minus 1.5. Last week, I think I took them on the money line because I think last week they were underdogs. Yeah, this is another upset that we won last week. The Packers were like even money or like plus 105 last week against the Bears. And I said, no fucking way. The Packers have one of the best offensive lines in football. They're going to protect Jordan Love. And Jordan Love, he's playing with some swag right now. He's letting his fucking balls drop for once. He's out here fucking doing dancing and all this fucking shit. He got a little swag to him right now. And the Falcons, yeah, they beat the Panthers, but the Panthers fucking suck. Garbage fucking offensive line, rookie fucking quarterback, the head coach is a dumbass, roster fucking trash. Man, Carolina Panthers fucking suck. This is no longer the days of Cam Newton fucking, you know what I mean? Doing Superman in the fucking backfield. It's been a long time since then. Panthers fucking, they're trash right now. And so I think the Falcons are a little bit overrated. Good win for them, but, you know, their team wasn't spectacular. Their team didn't play great. They had like 2 or 3 good plays and everything else was garbage. I think the Packers are going to romp them one more time. I'm telling you guys, Packers are underrated. They're going to win this division, and honestly, don't be surprised if they win a playoff game. The Packers are fucking good this season. Jordan Love is a cheap quarterback. The fucking head coach, LaFleur, however Stephen A. fucking Smith says it, LaFleur, that fucking guy, he's happy. I don't think he ever got along with Aaron Rodgers. I don't think he liked Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers has this attitude like he's smarter than you. Aaron Rodgers, you know what I mean? His one fucking Super Bowl championship, and he thinks he's a fucking made man now. It's like, bro, Mahomes already got fucking one more than you. Like, calm the fuck down. You're not Brady. You're not Mahomes. You're not fucking, you know? I don't even think he's accomplished as much as Brett Favre, honestly. I am not a huge fan of Aaron Rodgers and the way he carries himself. Like, he tries to act like he's better than everyone else. It's like, bro, calm the fuck down already. You got one fucking Super Bowl a long fucking time ago. Just like fucking Russell Wilson. You guys are fucking washed up. You're has-been. It's fine. Move on with your life and retire. Some of these dudes, they be holding on to the past forever. You know what I mean? Like, they just keep bringing up that old shit, and they try to live on that fucking forever. So I think the Packers, I think they're here now. I think LaFleur, whatever you say his name is, I think he loves Jordan Love. I think Jordan Love got some love for him because he stuck with him all these years, and they never traded him, and then they never made him feel bad about himself. And Jordan Love, he's coming out here with the swag. Jordan Love out here, man, top offensive line. Again, he's not elite. He's not special. But just like Brock Purdy, he does just enough to make sure that his players can fucking, you know, thrive. So I like the Packers, man. I think the Packers are going to win 10 to 12 games this year, and I think they're going to win the division. I'm not going to lie, this is one of my favorite bets of the week. Number 3 straight up bet is one of my favorite bets of the week. I love these plays. Raiders on the money line. Again, it's only $100. If we lose it and they get fucking steamrolled by fucking Josh Allen and he comes back for fucking retribution and he comes out with the vengeance, it's okay. We're still up the $50 from last week. So no matter what, we're going to finish week 2 with profits on the Raiders. Who else can say that right now? But if they win and they pull off this upset with fucking Jimmy G, sheesh, I'm talking mad shit next week if they pull this shit off. And then the Packers, man, Lions, again, I love them against the Seahawks, even though I was against them against the fucking Chiefs, they should have won if it wasn't for bitch-ass Tony. But, yeah, I really like the fucking Packers right now. I really fucking like them in this game. I can't believe they're only favored by 1.5. So I'm going to take them on the spread. And I'm going to be honest, guys. You know what? I was only going to do 110. I changed my mind. I'm laying 220 on the fucking Packers, America. 220. I'm rolling over my entire ticket from last week, and I'm putting it all on the Packers this week. I'm rolling the whole ticket over. I didn't do it with the Raiders because I don't really trust Jimmy G sometimes, but I trust Jordan Love, and I trust this fucking offensive line. I'll take the Packers, minus 1.5 for 220. Next up, Ravens at Bengals. The Ravens were my lock of the week last week. And guess what? We won $200. It was $1,000 on a minus 500 money line. So we had to risk a lot to only win a little bit. But I didn't mind because I told you guys that was free money. I told you guys that was easy money. That was guaranteed money. Because the Houston Texans fucking suck. I told you their offensive line is garbage. It's disgusting. And I think the Ravens are going to win the division this year. I think the Packers win their division. I think... I said the Packers win their division, and I said the Saints with Derek Carr are probably going to win theirs too. I like the Ravens to come out of the AFC North. And I'm telling you guys, Bengals, Joe Burrow is injured. There's something going on. It's not just a calf injury. It's a knee injury. It's his whole body's injured. And his offensive line is fucking trash. The Ravens are going to get to him. I'm telling you guys right now. Ravens underdog money line plus 150, plus 160, plus 170, plus 185. Ladies and gentlemen, the $200 I won last week on that easy money, that was my lock of the week, even though it was minus 500 money line. Again, the only reason I didn't take the spread is because I didn't want to get backdoored, because I hate when fucking QBs do that. But I'm telling you guys right now, that whole $200 I won on that locked guaranteed pick of the week last week, I'm rolling over the whole $200 on this one. And I'm taking the fucking Baltimore Ravens on the money line plus 180 to beat the fucking Bengals. And once again, for a fucking third straight year in a row, the Bengals are going to start off 0-2. And guess what? I'm going to tell you what they're going to say in their press conference after they lose. Oh, well, we started off 0-2 before and we still went to the Super Bowl. Bro, that's because Joe Burrow was fucking healthy. Now he's fucking injured. Calf injury, knee injury, ass injury because he keeps fucking getting laid out on his ass every fucking week. His offensive line is fucking trash. Wide receivers are elite. Wide receivers are special. Wide receivers are fucking killers. That shit don't mean anything if your quarterback gets sacked before he can get the ball out in time, which is what they're doing in Miami with Tua. And they're doing with Tua now in Miami. They're doing the same thing that the Niners do with fucking Brock Purdy. Just get the ball out fast and let your receivers fucking eat. Let them do the work. You're not going to have enough time all the time to throw the ball deep fucking 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 yards downfield. So instead, just hit them on the slant route real quick for 5-10 and let them take it for another fucking 15-20. Let them do the work. Because you're not that guy. So now they're telling Tua, it's okay that you don't have a deep arm. Just throw the slant route as quick as possible and let them fucking sprint. And that's basically what they're doing with Tyreek Hill right now. And I think that's what the Bengals should be doing, but they don't. Because Joe Burrow wants to stand there in the pocket and give Jamar Chase as much time as possible to get separation. But now Joe Burrow can't really scramble. Now Joe Burrow is not a mobile quarterback. Now Joe Burrow is an injured, compromised quarterback because that offensive line, say it with me, is trash. So that's my fourth straight bet for the week. My fifth one is going to be the Chargers. They let me down last week against Tua's bitch ass on the -3. I'm going to roll with them one more time, and I'm going to double my bet. Last week I put 110 on the -3. This week I'm doing 220 on the -3. You want to know why? Because this Titans offense is easy to match up with. Just load the fucking box. It's Derrick Henry and nothing else. Tannehill is not that dude. Tannehill is not elite. Tannehill does not know what to do. He does not deserve a max contract. He does not deserve to get paid. You should fucking replace him this offseason with a fucking younger, faster, smarter quarterback. Fuck Tannehill's bitch ass. I'm taking the Chargers, and I don't think they're going to go 0-2. If they do, and this is just a caveat, if the Chargers go 0-2, I would fire their head coach tomorrow. Because he's a fucking dumbass. I never liked him, and I think he's the reason they lost against the Jaguars last year. I can't believe fucking they had a fucking 27-0 lead, and you lose that game at Jacksonville. I get it, Trevor Lawrence is special, but bro, you shouldn't be losing that game. And that's not on Justin Herbert. That's on the coach's bitch ass. If they start off 0-2, I fire his ass next week. I expect they're going to win because Tannehill's a bitch. Next. Bears versus Buccaneers. I'm staying away from it. I don't really like Baker Mayfield. I don't trust Baker Mayfield. If he starts 2-0, whoop-dee-hooray, I don't really care. Justin Fields, trash offensive line. If you ask me, to lean one way or another, I'm probably going to lead towards the Buccaneers because Todd Bowles is a defensive coach. He loves coaching the defense. The defense is still pretty solid, and Justin Fields' offensive line is trash. Just like Cincinnati, and just like I suspect the Rams could be. Their offensive line is garbage. I lean towards the Bucs, -2.5. I might bet it. I might not. Probably not. Stay tuned till later tonight or early tomorrow morning when I'll post all my plays for free. But I'm leaning towards the Bucs right now. Next up, straight bet, the Chiefs. I'm running it back with the Chiefs at the Jags. You guys just know. I just said Trevor Lawrence is special, but Patrick Mahomes is elite. He's 13-3 when he comes off a loss. I expect Patrick Mahomes to have Travis Kelce, have Chris Jones back in the lineup. Jaguars look good against the Colts, but they did not look elite against the Colts. So I actually like the Chiefs here a lot. I know they're minus 3.5. I might buy the hook. I might not. I don't really like the 3.5. So I might buy the hook and get it down. I might not. We'll see. Or I could just take them on the money line. Nah, I'll probably just take the 3. Yeah, I'll probably just take the 3. I don't know if I want to take the money line because that's going to be like minus 200. So I don't really want to take the money line. No, not really. So I might just bet 220 to win $200, something like that, because I lost $200 in the opening week, and I took them on the money line, minus 210 to win 100. So I want that 210 back. So I might bet 220 to win $200. And so I'm going to get my money back on the Chiefs game. Next up is Colts at Texans. Stay away. Fuck both these QBs. The 49ers at the Rams. I'm not going to take this on the straight bet. I'm gonna take this on all the parlays I'm going to lay on the money line. We talked about in the first half of the clip. Same thing with the Giants. Same thing with the Cowboys. Next up, Broncos versus Commanders. Fuck both these teams. Stay away. Next up after that, Dolphins at Patriots. I faded the Dolphins the first week. I'm going to make all my money back. I'm betting 220 on the Dolphins at minus 2.5. I'm not a fan of Mac Jones's bitch ass. The defense is elite, but Tyreek Hill is fucking special. And Tyreek Hill does really good against Bill Belichick's defense because he has no one that could keep up with him. And Tua's going to do what Tua does. He's going to throw the ball short, and he's going to let Tyreek Hill run. So I faded the Dolphins last week. I'm going to take him this week. If the Dolphins lose this game and they cost me money for a second straight week, I'm going to be really upset. But I have a feeling that the Dolphins are going to win this game, and they're going to start off 2-0. By the way, last year, Tua was 8-0 in games where he wasn't injured. So with Tyreek Hill, Tua has never lost a game with Tyreek Hill. The only time Tua has ever lost with Tyreek Hill is when he's gotten injured, which happened like 4 times last year. But in the games where he wasn't injured, he was 8-0 with Tyreek Hill. And Bill Belichick struggles covering Tyreek Hill because you have to put 2 DBs on him. But the moment you put 2 DBs on him, it means you're not going to be able to pressure the quarterback, and there's going to be someone wide open in the middle, which is going to be someone like fucking whoever, right? So I think the Dolphins will do good. Hopefully it's not raining again like it was when Justin Hurts was there last week. But I trust the Dolphins here. And then next up, I got 2 more plays, and that's going to be the Monday night games, and that's going to be Saints at Panthers. I'm going to run that shit back. I'm going to put 220 to win 200 on the Saints. Again, I put 110 on them last week on the minus 3. They won the game against the Titans, but they didn't cover the spread. So this week, I'm going to try to make my money back. I think Panthers fucking suck. Again, Derek Carr's not elite, but he has a good offensive line. I think they cover the minus 3. Hopefully, they actually do it this time. I'm laying 220 to win 200. And then last but not least, the Browns at Steelers. Again, Deshaun Watson's out here trying to commit murder. I really like what this team looks like right now. The Steelers, I told you guys, I am not a fan of Pickett. I think he's overrated. I think he fucking sucks. And I think they need to replace him in the draft. Again, one of the deepest quarterback drafts in NFL history, and probably the best one in the last 15 years. So give me the Browns minus 2.5. And I'm going to roll over the ticket from last week where I had 100 on them to win 100, right? Because I think they were underdogs versus the Bengals. And I told you guys that calf injury worries me because Joe Burrow has to scramble to buy more time for his receivers because his offensive line is trash. I'm telling you again, Myles Garrett's going to get to Kenny Pickett. I think Deshaun Watson's going to run up and down that field. I think the Browns are going to start off 2-0. Again, I still have the Ravens winning this division, but I think the Browns are going to make the playoffs this year. I'm not sure who's going to miss it, but I think the Browns are going to make the playoffs this year. So with that being said, I'm rolling over my entire ticket. I think Deshaun Watson's going to start off the year hot. Give me 220 on the Cleveland Browns minus 2.5. Ladies and gentlemen, those are all my leans. Those are all my plays. Those are all my predictions. That's all of my analysis for week 1 and week 2 of the NFL season. Next week, instead of giving you guys a long-ass video, I'm not going to put the recap of the previous week and the forecast for the next week on the same clip because this is a long-ass clip. I'm already going on an hour 40 now. Drop something in the comment section. Do you like it when I do like a long-ass video like this that's an hour 40? Or would you prefer that I just split it in half and do a recap for like 45 minutes and then a prediction week in a separate video for a different 45 minutes? Or do you guys just like it all in one? This felt like a long-ass video to make. So again, I'm still working out the kinks. It's a new podcast. It's a new show. And I'm trying my best out here to make everything 100% transparent, 100% documented, and of course, everything's 100% free. So I run you guys 30 units last week. Our bankroll went up from 2,500 to 3,200. That's a 30% ROI. That's fucking 30 units right there. This week, I'm going to try to go up another 50 units, and I want a 50% ROI. And ladies and gentlemen, like I said, follow me, tail me, ride with me, but I'm not going to stop until we hit 100 G's by Christmas. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the focus, that's the mission. Thank you guys for listening to the one, the only, the motherfucking general.